Tonight on Podcast Them Down, we watch a music video for an audio medium.
Cast them down.
Hail Metal Nation, it is I, Tim, from American power metal band Burning Shadows, now with a new singer, and dual violin folk metal band Eisenmore, Fade to Black Metallica tribute, and recently vacated Graves, True Zombie Metal. I am joined by Dave, who's wearing yet another handsome Burning Shadows shirt, available at steelresolve.com, and Matt wearing a Manowar shirt because tonight was supposed to be, this recording session was supposed to be all about Manowar, but Doug fucked it up for everyone. So,
but I should also point out that I usually wear at least one Manowar shirt a week, so that's where I would be wearing a Manowar shirt anyway.
So, and I too am wearing a Manowar shirt, which I did not buy at steelresolve.com because they only sell Burning Shadows, Eisenmore, Fade to Black, It's a Death Metal Xmas, and recently vacated Graves merchandise.
Yeah.
You know, all high quality, of course, though.
Mm-hmm. I just bought 2 shirts during the last episode we recorded. I really did.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That deserves some applause. All right. So,
I mean, a lot of people don't think that these little mentions on the show of steelresolve.com work, but I can attest that they do, because half the time that we're talking, I'm buying things on steelresolve.com. That's why I get weird looks at work for wearing a Podcast Them Down polo shirt.
I bought myself the Fade to Black polo shirt, and it's actually a really nice polo, and it's embroidered.
Yeah, it's a great shirt. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a Burning Shadows one. There should be. If there's not, I'll get on that.
I'll have to wait until next time. Yes. I'll get on buying that.
Is there one?
No.
Oh, fuck. All right. Well, we'll have to get it. So what are we doing today? We are going to watch a Hammerfall music video and comment on it. And this one caught my eye. So it's because they salute the fans in their new music video. So let me read you the blabbermouth. So Hammerfall's releasing yet another new album. You know, they stopped innovating at some point. Well, maybe innovating is generous, but they changed their sound around their 5th album and then just kind of kept doing the same thing for a while. So I'm not expecting to be blown away by the music, but what the blabbermouth article says is Swedish metalers Hammerfall, so they don't even identify as power metalers anymore, have released their latest single, Brotherhood, the 3rd track from their upcoming studio album, Hammer of Dawn. Brotherhood is a musical salute to Hammerfall's most loyal fans, the Templars of Steel, who have stuck by the band through thick and thin. It's also a heartfelt internal nod to each other, recognizing the very close bond the band members have with each other, especially between guitarist Oscar Droniak and singer Joachim Kahns, whose Brotherhood began way back in 1996. And it goes on and on and on. But they are they're saluting the fans. The thumbnail of the video has Oscar and Joachim, you know, being metal and old. and so they talk about like the band unit, and you know, they have a photo of the band, but like this isn't the Hammerfall I think of when I think Hammerfall. You know, I think of the first 4 or so albums. So I'm going to show Dave the picture here, and I want you to tell me who they are. Because I see Oscar, I see Joachim, and I see a bunch of other guys.
All right. Is the guy to the right of Joachim Pontus Nordgren?
Yes. So
and the
go ahead.
And the guy to the left, like between him and Oscar, is I'm going to say his name is Jesper, but I don't actually know that for a fact or what his last name is.
I think it's Frederick. See, I'm not even
Frederick.
sure. And then,
Okay.
and then guy without long hair there is
the drummer because I recognize him the absolute least.
right.
I
is
like
the drum.
I like the name. I like the name Jesper because it sounds to me like you're whispering yes.
Well, maybe
Jesper.
maybe
Yes.
this is a good episode to talk about this. I
It's weird because
go ahead.
Sorry, I expect to see. I am still stuck expecting to see like Stefan Elmgren and
Stefan
Patrick
Elmgren.
Raffling
Yes.
plays in that. And I would contend that Hammerfall changed their sound with Renegade, and then changed it again with Chapter 5 to the more like accepty, classic, continental metal that they came to really champion in their later years. That's my little tangent.
Had I prepared,
Meh.
I've long had a theory that Jesper Stromblad from, see, you said Jesper, so Jesper Stromblad of In Flames fame and whatever that new band he just started, he had writing credits on the first 4 albums. And those first 4 albums sound totally different than everything else. And what I believe happened was, this is a speculation, but Jesper wrote all their good songs and wrote a fucking heap of them, and then they just kind of went through them until they ran out, and then someone else took over and didn't have the same instincts as Jesper. So
Yeah.
that's my theory. So this is gonna be fun in editing. Because I don't think we're going to get the audio from this.
Okay.
Maybe we will, but we'll find out. I'm going to hit play. Let's watch it, and then let's discuss. We just finished watching it. I don't know how I'm going to edit this, so I'm just going to say right now, we just finished watching it, and I'm fucking surprised. Because after that first single they put out where they're like, we got King Diamond to do vocals, and then they fucking wasted an opportunity to have King Diamond do vocals with a just, a throwaway bit. Like, I was not expecting this video to be so fantastic. And the song, of course. Like,
The song is good.
Yeah.
I love the song. So it's not that usual slower than mid-tempo thing they've been doing. This is like, I wouldn't call it a return to form, but they definitely remember. It harkens back to all the albums I like.
Yeah.
Legacy of Kings,
Absolutely.
Renegade, and so on. So in the video, they're just they're jamming in when Metallica releases videos from their HQ. That's what it looks like to me. This is Hammerfall HQ, and they have taken their backdrop that they put behind the stage and put it on the floor.
Which is incredible too. I think that's a really good look. Visually, it looks great. They're also now, just judging from the comparison of the members of Hammerfall and these skulls, they appear to be children's skulls everywhere. They're not quite full human skulls. They're humanoid for sure, but they're much smaller. I mean, I would say they're like 6, 7, 8-year-old skulls.
The funny thing about Hammerfall is as they are Swedish, and as they have a particularly tall person, even for the Swedes, the others by comparison look short. So Joachim, how tall do you think Joachim is?
He's the singer guy, right? I'm gonna say he's got to be at least 6'6".
That is generous. He's not. I think if he's 6 feet tall,
No,
maybe
he's
6'1".
No, he's 6'3".
Joachim is
Okay.
really. No
Yeah,
shit.
but he never looks that tall because he's always standing next to Oscar, who's 6'100".
Oh wait, which? Oh, okay. Wait,
You're,
I think
you're getting them confused, Matt.
I think I got them mixed up. Yeah.
Oscar's the super tall guy. So
is Oscar a natural blonde, or has he just
Yes.
been dyeing his hair?
he was
different
dyeing his
colors
hair.
all of these years. Like, is that his natural hair color?
Yes, I believe.
Wonder. And also,
I believe so.
I have to say, my main man Bebop over here on the drums, I don't know his name, but his mohawk is making me feel like some strong Bebop vibes.
Yeah.
I like him. I like him. He's very tight. Yeah, Ninja Turtles. Bebop.
Yeah.
You heard me?
Didn't Gary Anthony Williams do the voice of Bebop in the recent cartoon? I love Gary Anthony Williams. You may know him as Stevie's father from Malcolm in the Middle.
He's right.
Yeah, that guy.
Wow. You
Yeah,
really know your
Do yourself
Gary
a favor.
Anthony Williams shit.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and follow Gary Anthony Williams' career. Because everything he does it brilliantly. Anyway, so back to Hammerfall.
I'm just seeing the little Hammerfall warriors.
Okay, yeah. So at some
in
point,
Hammerfall for the first time, because it glitched out the first time for me in the stream, like the video
that's
was
a
not
shame.
coming through. So this
Okay,
is a very impressive development. I like this a lot.
Let's talk about what the hell you're talking about. So they're playing the song. There's lots of like crane shots of the band, right? And then for some reason out of nowhere, down the hall,
this magic
come a bunch of kids wearing matching Hammerfall tracksuits.
Yeah.
And
then as they come into the arena and Hammerfall's rocking out, suddenly this magic metal fire comes crashing down from the sky into the members of Hammerfall, and as it comes back up into the sky, there they are revealed, the members of the Hammerfall tracksuit team in their rocking out clothes, playing the song Because It's For Us, the Templars of Steel.
Yeah, and so I'm assuming this is all of their kids, because some of them clearly don't actually play the instrument, but they know how to look cool holding it. So that's a very Hammerfall thing to do.
And it makes me feel ancient to know that Hammerfall has kids that age who are basically run the gamut from like what looks like 12 to full grown adult.
Yeah, some of these individuals are in their 20s. Conservatively.
Yeah, and there's got to be a kid around 10 in there as well.
Yeah,
the guitar. What else is there to say about so the song very catchy.
Yep, it's got all of the requisite Hammerfall parts. We've got like some dumb lyrics that don't make any sense, but it's about how great they are and about how great everybody is together.
They talk about the Templars of Steel.
Yeah, they mention, they name drop a couple of songs. They say Heed the Call. There's a great back-to-back up a major third twin guitar solo break.
Yep.
Oscar's solo isn't impressive. So my baseline for whether something's impressive is, can I play it without much trouble? And I can play anything Oscar can play without much trouble. So I don't consider anything he does to be very impressive. Does that mean it's good or bad? No, it just means it's not impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, that's scant. Well, what was there's a great line in there. Like, if you're not with us, there's the door.
Yeah, that's very Manowar. Yes, brilliant. Yeah. So, that's very Wimps and Posers leave the hall. I love it. It's like, get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
What a great...
That's the kind of line that convinces me to go to the bar, get another beer, and then maybe even attempt to get closer to the stage in my old years. I went to a show at 9:30 the other night, and we were 3 row back from the stage, and it was, oh man, it was a rude awakening the following morning that standing in a crowd like that for 2 hours is not something I can do anymore.
What let's have a quick aside. So 9:30 is a famous club in Washington D.C. How much did you pay for beer?
I don't want to tell you.
Okay, well, hang on. Was it more than what Pete played? New Burning Shadow singer Pete paid at Obscura at Baltimore Soundstage.
It was commensurate because I was drinking because I was drinking a lower ABV beer. I was getting optimal wit, right? Because I had to drive everybody home, and I didn't want to get smashed at a concert. So I had
you
beers.
are old. You are
I had
old.
Tim, I had 2 beers.
DD.
And I bought Michelle 2 White Claws. And
so
Wait,
were you
and
able to get the loan approved before you bought these 4
Wait,
drinks?
hold on. See, you already made a fatal flaw there, Dave, because there ain't no laws when you drink in claws. So you didn't need to worry about being a DD at that point.
Look, I wasn't worrying about being a DD as much as I was worrying about remaining solvent, because I like to also take care of my bartenders in these trying times. So it's
That's
like
true.
after all of that noise, I spent $45 on drinks. God damn.
And it's also true that a lot of your assets have been tied up in recently announced sanctions. So it's a lot harder to get liquid. It's a lot harder to get liquid cash these days.
This episode won't be up for a little while, so I wonder if that's going to be topical or not by then.
I hope it's not. Still
Unfortunately,
topical.
I fear it will be. And the Bank of Novgorod had great rates. How was I supposed to know?
What a deal. I'd like to also note that there's a couch in the Hammerfall.
Yes, there is a fancy red couch. But wait, back to the beer real quick. So here's your data point.
This video. We're here to talk about beer, Dave.
We have time to fill. It's a 5-minute song.
So about that beer, Tim.
Pete said he paid $12 for a beer at
$12
at Baltimore Soundstage. I was the last time I went to Merriweather, which is an outdoor venue where like the big tours come through. They had I made a joke about getting a $15 beer. It was Slayer. I was there to see Slayer. And
nice.
I was like, ha ha ha, they're going to be $15 because that's ludicrously expensive. They were more than that.
For what size can of beer?
Any of them. They were all the same price.
Any of them?
This is ridiculous. And it's gotten to the point, like at this point, when I go see Fish, I hope that the venue has a closed water bottle policy so that I can just bring in a closed water bottle, and I'm not going to drink at shows ever again. Now, the other thing you can do is
I said the same thing about work.
Those reusable plastic pouches that you can just fill with bourbon and then tape to the inside of your leg.
Like a reverse Wizinator?
That's correct. You can pour it out through your fly when you're ready to drink it in the show.
And people are like, that guy's thirsty.
All right. Let's I don't know why you keep talking about beer, Dave.
Yeah.
Let's go back to this video.
Guys,
we're talking about Hammerfall here.
God damn it. Ooh.
You are drinking beer.
That is
beer.
It's very clearly beer.
I'm
but
drinking
the
clam
Hammerfall.
beer. See? Clam right there.
Brewed on merit. Sold on merit. Brewed by neighbors.
So the couch. There's
the
a
couch.
couch. There's a couch in the background. Does it ever get used? I don't think it does.
Oh, absolutely. Because when it's time for them to play Glory to the Brave.
No,
right?
I mean in the
That's
video.
what I'm thinking of. No, they didn't. They obviously didn't clean out the Hammerfall Sanctuary just for the video. Like, there's got to be a place for you to sit down with the acoustic guitar to do the ballad.
That's definitely a functional couch. I do think one of the Man of War kids might romp on it at some point before they start playing.
No, Matt, no. Man of War and kids can't romp together.
Yeah, he's thinking Hammerfall.
Hammerfall kids. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We were supposed to be talking about Manowar. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Kent.
I just keep reading everyone's shirt but Dave's.
Taking a romp with Burning Shadows and the Hammerfall kids.
Yeah. Can you guys open for the Hammerfall kids? Because I would be at least 2 of those shows.
I wish. I love how bored the eldest of the youngest kids looks.
Oh yeah.
As
Like,
he walks in,
I
he's just like,
gotta go do Dad's stupid bullshit today.
Yeah,
Fuck you,
but
Dad.
I mean that's an interesting question. I mean, we often have like I think we're supposed to do a metal parenting episode at some point, but like if your dad is Oscar from Hammerfall, are you just like, yeah, I'll be in your dumb video?
Yeah. Templars of Steel, Dad. The album artwork for this, by the way, looks like
Whoa.
looks like a Magic the Gathering card.
Yeah.
It really does. And I like the subtle Swedish colors on the right side. It almost looks like a Swedish flag.
Hey, that's clever.
I
Very
can't
clever.
not see it. They've indoctrinated me completely.
I'm gonna go ahead and buy this CD.
Wow. Fire.
This song made me buy the CD. Like I've
Should
sworn
song
off
is gonna make
Manowar
me-
because it's just, I mean, well, I've sworn off Manowar because Lord of Steel was total trash.
Yeah.
But Hammerfall,
Might be
just
time
keeps
to come home
releasing
to
a bunch of nothing. But
Yeah.
I mean, with one good song like that's enough to make me buy a CD. It's that good.
Can we talk about the transition in this video? So I feel like we've described the Hammerfall kids coming on, but we didn't describe the weird scene in which the adult parent members of Hammerfall are individually consumed in flames and replaced by their children. And I assume this to be just like a metaphor for time. Like, even though each of these men will soon die, Hammerfall will continue in the offspring that they've sired. Like, that was my reading of it.
And I think you're right to read this way. And like we see the skulls featuring prominently as well. It's well known that Swedes have a different approach to mortality than Americans do. And I think there is something beautiful in that kind of timeless northern notion of immolation to the next generation.
What's that thing where they push the elders off the cliff? What's that called? You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, Matt.
So I have one final thought on this video, and with the exception of the drums, I don't like any of their instruments.
Like their
I don't like
actual
the tape.
instruments.
I don't like the tape on the cymbals, so that let's yeah.
Yeah, well,
Why would
how about
know for me?
let's start with the drums, which I think is the high point. Oh, Oscar, I mean,
What's sitting on the couch?
he's
sits
sitting on the couch,
All
so
right.
they do use
Okay.
the couch at least. Yeah, that's lead singer fucking syndrome for you. Everyone else had to like set up all day. He's just sitting on the
Yep.
fucking couch.
Just lounge on this velvet
I just saw a Zildjian logo.
Guys.
So
let me know when you're ready to go.
so yeah,
The dick.
there's black tape over the logos on all the symbols, and I'm guessing
also got
that's
these
I'm guessing that's a
he's-
sponsorship thing.
probably.
You know,
He's
like he
also
probably
got
has a
these-
bunch of Sabian or whatever, and they're like, oh, can't have that in an official product, so we got to cover that up. That's my guess.
Okay.
But I did see a Zildjian that they either missed or left there on purpose. What were you going to say about
So
this?
interesting. So two little details. So he's playing a DW kit, drum workshop, but his name is apparently David Valin. So it goes, look at the bass drum head. It goes around David Valin, and the last D of David and the W of Valin does the DW in the head badge. And then second, the whatever is keeping his cymbals on what would normally be a washer looks like these spiky metal things.
Yeah,
which
I
is
noticed that.
fucking dangerous. I would impale my hand on one of those
Yeah.
Well, that's why he's a
eye out.
professional.
in a show. Exactly. He and finally the overall Hammerfall shield on the front of his rack.
Right, that's
Just-
pretty awesome. So there is a
pretty awesome.
Hammerfall shield between the two kick drums. And
I think in terms of accoutrement and stage dressing, the drums have definitely got it.
yeah,
they came to play.
So here's a question: is it better than Anders Johansson's Hammerfall kit, which included 4 kick drums and cymbals that he set on fire?
And,
You know, sometimes the answer is in the question.
and it was also positioned in a literal castle.
Right.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Wow.
they had a
a little-
castle on stage.
Yeah, a literal, probably fiberglass castle, but
But I mean, it's but you're not gonna want your fire cymbals in your in your rehearsal studio.
certainly not when you've got all of your stage dressing backing in like your hand-painted Velskade Hammerfall
Wow.
to
All right.
possibly go up in those metal flames.
This
Although-
is amazing.
Yeah. Are you
But-
looking at the Renegade Templar Crusades era Anders Johansson drum set?
Oh, I am.
Yeah.
And
I
wow.
could tell by your reaction. I could tell by the
That's-
oh wow.
That's incredible.
Wait until he moons the audience.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I've seen his butt.
Tim, how could you forget? I've seen his butt and then had a conversation with him.
Hey man, you work out?
You do a lot of squats.
The drummer also has a bunch of like weird symbols, like it's
Yeah,
got
the one with all the holes in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which affects the sound. But I was saying I didn't like the instruments other than the drums. So in particular, Oscar is playing a Gibson or Epiphone Flying V, which doesn't do anything for me. And I think the two original guitarists of Fiacre just twitched. Because I was down on their Telecasters once and I got an earful about it.
Do you not? You just don't like classic guitars?
I just
Or not
don't care
dislike,
about
but-
Gibson guitar. Maybe it's the way Gibson has been like handling things for the last 3 decades. I just like don't care about them, and don't like their things now. So that's the Gibson, and then Pontus is playing a Strat clone, and I don't care about Stratocasters either. Like again, they don't do anything for me. But the big atrocity is that I think it's called a Fender Jaguar, the bass.
Yeah.
That bass,
yeah.
I don't like it. It's like someone took a beautiful Jackson Kelly and then melted it, like left it in their car on a summer day, and now it's all deformed and stupid. So
It also seems like they're kind of incongruous for the heavy metal fucking presentation. But then again, didn't Stefan play a Strat forever, or at least a Strat bodied?
he did. Yes, he did.
And Oscar's been playing his V forever, although in different iterations.
Okay,
True, that's very
so
true.
the thing is, he is playing his Flying V, and I think that's way better than his stupid hammer guitar.
Oh God,
The
I
thing
forgot
is
about that.
dumb. Like
Intentionally.
I bet it was a great idea. Like
Yeah.
it's like, what if I had a guitar that's shaped like a hammer? Yeah, great idea. I would have said yes, do it. But then when he opened it up, I was like, oh, this looks dumb. He should have like sent it back. But
Yeah,
no,
it's
he
not.
Or
it's
left
not-
it at home.
It's not hammery enough. It's much more
right,
like
it's a
box
rectangle
guitar.
with a fretboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
I mean, if
so
you-
at
if
least
you'd
he
been able
didn't
to
play
make it-
that. At least he didn't play that in the video. So,
It
but that's
looks like, it looks like something like a kid would draw. Like this guitarist has a hammer
Dude.
guitar, and the kid's like, "I got you."
we should save this for one of the Manowar things we're doing. But look up Carl Logan's custom guitars, because they are a million times fucking stupider
I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to get.
than a hammer guitar.
I don't wanna
How
get
about
these
look it up and
these
save your
cookies.
comments for the other episode?
Yeah.
which may have already aired by this point. I haven't looked at the
Whoa.
schedule. I don't know what's happening. So,
What
So,
the-
speaking of the hammer,
hold your opinion on that, because I think we'll talk about that when we do our Man of War thing.
So speaking of the hammer, it looks like we've got that featuring prominently in this video as well, just sitting in a place of honor in the rehearsal studio.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, the hammer.
Yeah. And interestingly, the hammer has evolved over the years. And I think any true Templar of Steel would recognize that the same hammer that Hector, the bus driver, used in the Renegade Templar Crusades has evolved and grown over the years. And it looks like Hector's helmet is the pommel of this hammer.
Yeah,
Really
I did notice
design
that.
for it.
Yeah.
All right, so Hector, for those not aware, is the Hammerfall mascot type guy.
Mhm.
He's the dude on all the covers. And what's funny is I believe it was the same tour that had the drum set where the cymbals got caught on fire. They had Hector come out and like smash the stage, and a bunch of sparks would fly up. And what I always thought was funny is the guy they got to play Hector was their bus driver.
Yep. And they carted around this full suit of Guar style armor for Hector to wear. And they had this enormous hammer and everything. It was and in the DVD, they have a very charming little interview with the bus driver who talks about how fun it is to be Hector.
Don't think we're giving you 2 paychecks, though.
All right. Well,
Ooh,
do
I
you have
like
any
that little
final
social
thoughts on this on this Hammerfall video? What was the song Brotherhood? Brotherhood. Yes,
Brotherhood.
My final thought is I came in expecting to hate it. I was like, that sounds dumb, and that's why I picked this. But after watching it, they totally changed my mind, not only about the song, obviously, but whether I should buy the album. I bought the album while we were recording. So
Hey, you pulled a Matt.
yeah, it made me pull a Matt.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I was prepared, for a lot worse. I liked the gimmick of the Hammerfall kids. I liked all the little baby skulls that they were playing with. I like the impale ready cymbal mounts. There's a lot to like in this video. I give it 2 eyes.
I mean, we've watched it multiple times. That's how good it is.
I know.
And, it's got everything that I want out of a modern day Hammerfall video. And I've been watching Hammerfall music videos for a long time, like from their first album when they were doing it in a cabin in the woods with like a tripod and stuff. And I love how raw-ish it was. There wasn't all sorts of gimmickry except for the fire. I too expected to hate the song, especially because songs about how great your fans are so usually fall flat. Like there are very few decent, you fans are great songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say this is an amazing song, but it is definitely way more than I expected. The lyrics are endearingly dumb and not, embarrassingly dumb. Yeah. I've given it 2 eyes. Way to go, Hammerfall.
It's not a song you would necessarily rank among your favorite songs, but it's also when it comes up, I'm not sure you would skip it.
I can confidently say that this is my favorite Hammerfall song that they have put out in the last 15 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. What year is it? 2022? That puts us back to 2007? Yeah. Yeah.
When was Chapter 5?
Chapter 5 was either 2008 or 2009. I like this better than anything on Chapter 8 or Chapter 5. Gotta be honest.
Are we not Bloodbound?
I mean, Bloodbound is fine, but I like this better than Bloodbound.
Well, Matt, this is another episode, I'm sure, but you should check out. Oh, I fucking hated that. You're right, but different episode. But in the video for Bloodbound, they're playing atop a frozen hammer.
What?
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was
It's a good
awesome.
video.
But
It's a good video. But that's
from a
another
song
episode. You can't
perspective-
look at it. Can't look at it.
Man, we got to do a review of that video.
All right,
Oh,
until
we
next
will.
time, yeah, write to Hammerfall. Tell them you bought the album because of our episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
You
want you to
it doesn't
tell
have-
Hammerfall
it does
that
not-
we're great.
It does not have to be true. Just tell them you bought the album because of
Yeah.
this episode of Podcast Them Down. You're welcome, Hammerfall, and I'd like to meet you again.
Yeah. I would like to meet you for the first time.
It's been shit. What tour was that? Was that Renegade when I met him? Because I think I got them to sign my copy of Renegade. So that's how long it's been. All right, until next time, keep it true. I was gonna say keep it metal, but Hammerfall, they're true enough.
Yeah.
True enough. Till next time.
True enough.
Cast them down.
I like how you ended that episode with a yesper.